Wow, here we are. It's been a full year already. So I uploaded my very first video to YouTube 1 year ago today. It might not say 1 year ago today if you went back and actually saw it and looked for it and stuff. It might not say 1 year ago because I uploaded that one pretty late at night. This one's coming out earlier in the day. So it might not say 1 year ago as of right now, but it has been a year. I can confirm that. Um, and it's crazy. Really, it feels like it's gone by really fast, and I can't believe it. It's been a year, but here we are. So for my 1 year anniversary special, I decided to remake my very first video as a way of proving how much can change in 1 year. I guess this is starting to sound like Unis Honest. Proven stuff can happen in 1 year. Anyways, well, I guess that's not the point of Unis Honest. Similar though. Basically, I wanted to start by kind of talking a bit. So if you don't like rambling, you can skip ahead. I might have a timestamp. I don't know. Just skip ahead if you don't want to hear this. But if you do, then listen, I guess. So I remember I started my first video with just my phone and my iPad. Um, I remember one day just thinking I want to be a YouTuber, and I did it. So here I am now, and I started by deciding I wanted to do Nintendo videos because I like Nintendo. Video games are a huge passion of mine, so that's what I did. And I took huge inspiration from Nathaniel Bandy and decided to do some top 10 videos. I also took inspiration from Markiplier, if I'm being honest. Not in the way I make my videos. I don't make my videos similar to him, but he's always been a big inspiration for me. Just a little anecdote on the side. Um, and I decided to make my first video. And this started by me sitting down in my room with my phone and my iPad and just recording my voice with the camera on my phone and having background music play with my iPad. I would look up Good Egg Galaxy song or Bob on Battlefield song and have it play in the background while I just talked about a game. And it didn't sound great. I'm not going to lie. It didn't. And I knew that beforehand, but it was the best I had. And most YouTubers don't start out with a lot of high quality equipment. Obviously, I didn't either. So, I mean, now I have a mic. It's really good. I like it. Um, and I have a capture card. So I've progressed in the equipment element of stuff. But for the most part, I haven't really. Well, I didn't start off with high quality equipment. Is my point. And I stopped, and when I was done all the recording and all that, I edited everything together in iMovie. And I still use iMovie to date because it's easy and I'm bad at editing. So I still use that. I know it doesn't look great and it's not the best editing software, but it works, so I'm going to keep using it. Anyways, I remember just thinking, should I actually upload this? And I decided to do it. It was crazy, and after that, 100 more videos happened. um, so yeah, because not my last video, but one of my more recent videos was my 100 video special. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, basically what I'm trying to say is we've come a long way over this year. It's been crazy. A lot has happened, and we've managed to gain 65 subscribers, or at least as of the time of recording this, which is pretty good, more than I thought I'd have. So I'm pretty happy about that. We managed to make 100 videos. We've done a lot. I'm very happy with what we've done here so far, and I can't wait to see what we do in the next year and the year after that and the year after that. assuming I'm still doing this, which I intend to. Anyways, that's enough chit chat. I hope you enjoyed that, just kind of listening to me talk. If not, then I'm sorry. Basically, the only thing I have to say going into this top 10 video is I will be only focusing on the main series titles, so the 2D and 3D ones, not Mario Party or Mario Kart or Mario RPG or Mario Sports. None of those games. It has to be a 2D platformer or a 3D platformer to make it onto this list. All of this is the same as it was in my first video, spoiler alert, but if you haven't seen that, which is, my first video wasn't one of my most viewed, so a lot of you watching this probably haven't, but I'd also recommend checking that out if you want to see the difference between this one and that one. And that's kind of it. I think, at least. If I'm forgetting something, I'm sure I'll mention it at some point throughout the video. So thanks for 1 year. It's been great, and let's get on to the video. New Super Mario Bros. U. I know it's still in the top 10, but this one isn't always the best. But you know what? It's pretty good. I think this one's kind of underrated. Now look, it's got some things that make it stand out compared to the other New Super Mario Bros. Games, like Baby Yoshi, the Acorn Mushroom, multiplayer. I mean, some of these are in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but I still think this one's objectively better than New Super Mario Bros. Wii anyways. So New Super Mario Bros. U is pretty good. Obviously, there are a lot of elements that could be improved on, like the Koopalings are, you know, not the most interesting boss fights. I mean, don't even get me started on Boom Boom. The final boss is, you know, just Bowser being giant for the third time, and all in all, it's just another New Super Mario Bros. Game. Still good, and yeah. Also, this is not counting the port of New Super Mario Bros. U. That goes for all the games, which is why, you know, I'm not saying New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Also, same thing, like Mario 64 DS, I'm not counting on the list. Again, if you want a more detailed description of the rules, you could just watch my first video, because I go pretty deep into the rules of the list in that one. This one, I'm trying to be a bit more loose. Anyway, just wanted to clarify that. This game's pretty good. Not the best, not the worst, enough to make it on the top 10, though. Now, what's even better than New Super Mario Bros. U is the original New Super Mario Bros. Game on the DS. Now, this one also has some things that aren't great, even when compared to the other New Super Mario Bros. Games. Like, it's lacking Yoshi, it's lacking full multiplayer. I mean, in fairness, New Super Mario Bros. 2 only has... By full multiplayer, I mean 4 players. This one... I don't even know if this one has multiplayer. I know there's Mario vs. Luigi, but I don't even know if it has, like, regular multiplayer. I mean, I know New Super Mario Bros. 2 does, but... Anyways, we're getting off topic. Despite this one not having stuff like Yoshi or as many power-ups or as good multiplayer, I mean, Mario vs. Luigi is pretty fun, but I'm talking like regular multiplayer. Still good. It's really good, actually. This by far has the best level design out of any of the New Super Mario Bros. Games, and it just works. It's the best one by a lot, just because you can just pop it in and play it. The rest of the ones just feel kind of lazy. I mean, this one isn't any better, but it's different because it was the first one. You can tell that they were actually trying, whereas the other ones, they were just trying to make a game. They're just trying to make money. This one, it felt like they actually put in some effort and tried to make it relatively good. Plus, the best part about this game for me is that the boss fights are actually original. They're not just the Koopalings. It's really good. So yeah, that's why this one's at number 9 over New Super Mario Bros. U, and it's also the best New Super Mario Bros. In general. Let's move on. And we've reached the 3D titles. Super Mario 3D World is pretty good. Again, like a lot of the games on this list, there are some things that could be improved on, but it's not bad. 3D World's pretty good. You know, it's not the best 3D Mario experience, but it has a lot of fun, and compared to every Mario game out there, it's definitely one of the best. There are 5 characters in the game. There's Mario, who is balanced, Luigi, who jumps the highest but falls the fastest, Peach, who can float in the air but runs the slowest, Toad, who runs the fastest but doesn't have a very high jump, and Rosalina, who can spin, and I don't know if she has a downside to using her. I still haven't learned, and it's been a year. I made that joke in my first video, and I haven't learned if she has a downside to this day. Anyways, Peach and Rosalina are very overpowered. The rest of the characters are okay. Boss fights are okay. Level design is okay. All in all, pretty good experience, but not one that's, you know, the best Mario experience. It's just okay. Still good though. I mean, it's number 8. So that's not that bad. Super Mario Bros. 3. It's good. I like this one. This is one I haven't actually beaten. Again, it's been a year. Last year I hadn't beaten it. This year I still haven't beaten it. Now, yes, I can beat it anytime I want. Literally, I can. Well, not literally, but I have my Switch and I have Nintendo Switch Online, so I can technically play it and beat it whenever I want, but I'm kind of lazy, so that's not happening anytime soon. I've gotten pretty far with this game, enough to say it's pretty good, and again, it's a pretty good game. My one problem with this game is that the levels are very short. But I'm not going to let that affect the placement of this list because I'm ranking this assuming you're playing it on the original NES. And on that, you're expected to play this game in one sitting. So it makes sense that the levels are short. So, short. I said that weirdly. Anyways. So it makes sense that they're short. But, I mean, considering I would only be playing this on Nintendo Switch Online where you can just use save states, it's just a bit weird how they're so quick beating them. But it's still a good game, and if you're playing it in one sitting, that's what you're going to want. So it's good. I like this game. Another game I haven't beaten, and it's still been a year. Last year I hadn't beaten either of these games, and I still haven't. Now some of you, talking about the Mario Bros. 3 fans, will disagree with this being put over Mario Bros. 3. I personally find this game more enjoyable, because it just has more elements, more stuff, I guess, like Yoshi and more enemies, and just overall better level design. Super Mario World is way better than Mario Bros. 3, just admit it. Okay, anyways, I'm getting off topic. This one's really good. Like I said, it has Yoshi, it has new enemies like Charge and Chuck and stuff like that. It has the Cape Feather, which is a new item, or power-up, whatever you want to call it. And all in all, it's just a pretty good experience. Probably the best 2D Mario experience out there. It is. So yeah. Anyways, maybe this time next year I'll have Mario Bros. 3 and Mario World beat. But I'm not making any promises. Let's move on. Super Mario Sunshine. Don't know why I said it like that. Let's move on. Mario Sunshine's pretty good. I can feel my siblings listening to this getting mad at me right now. Moving on. Mario Sunshine's a very good game. A lot of interesting level design, a lot of creativity put into making each level feel distinct, despite all of them being beach themed, which I have to give the developers credit for. My problem with this game, it can be a little rage-inducing, and part of that is on purpose. Now, I'm a fairly calm guy, I like to think. But this game didn't make me rage particularly, but it had its moments where it was pretty frustrating. Like, the one where everything's covered in lava, the pachinko machine. You know, I could sit here for hours. All in all, though, this is a really good game. Although the final boss lasts like 2 minutes. I gotta mention that. It's a pretty quick final boss. But it's still good, and this game is still good. I mostly have it at number 5 because the ones ahead of it are just better. I don't really have anything that I really dislike about this game at all. But, you know, again, it could be better, but it also could be worse, so I'll give it that. It's a very solid 3D Mario experience. The ones ahead of it are just better, that's why it's at number 5. So let's move on. Mario 64. I know in one of my recent videos, 5 Things I Would Add to Mario 64, I said that this is arguably the most overrated Mario game, and I agree. So you might be wondering, well, why do you have it at number 4 then? Just because something's overrated doesn't mean you can't like it. If I said something's overrated, I can still like it. I mean, I said in one of my previous videos, I think it was one of my Mario Kart 8 Deluxe videos, where I played through the game, I think I said, the line went, you can think something's overrated and still like it. So live by those words, kids, you know, because words to live by. Anyways, I should get into actually talking about this game. This game is good, honestly. There are a few glitches, a few bugs. It's not perfect, but it is the first 3D Mario game, and considering it's the first one, I gotta give it credit for being pretty good. A lot of the levels are very interesting. It has so many iconic levels and areas and missions and bosses and all that stuff. I can see why a lot of people still like this game to date. Is it the best? No, that's why it's not at number 1. But is it the worst? No, that's why it's actually on this list. So anyways, I like this game. In conclusion, now let's move on to the top 3. Super Mario Galaxy, I love this game. The top 3 are all games I could play any day of the week. The 3 games I'm about to talk about are all games, and all could arguably be considered the best Mario game. But Mario Galaxy is at number 3, so, you know. It's a great game! Best soundtrack. Well, you know, Galaxy 2 had a good sound. I'd say the Galaxy games collectively have the best soundtrack out of Mario. Nay, video game history. All the Undertale fans are gonna fight me now. So, anyways, yeah, this game has a fantastic soundtrack, fantastic levels, fantastic missions, fantastic everything, fantastic boss fights. For me, this is when Mario truly became good. This game is the first Mario game, in my opinion. I mean, okay, there are good games before this, but this is when Mario got good. This is when Mario really got good for me. So yeah, this is a really good game. The gravity, it makes so much good levels. The gravity is good. The power-ups are good. Everything is good. Now, yes, this is a bit more linear compared to 64 and Sunshine, but I don't care. It's good. And, you know, yeah, there are less missions within each galaxy compared to 64 and Sunshine, but that means there are more galaxies in general, which means more places to explore and all that. Now, yes, Mario's moveset was stripped. You can't do dives or stuff like that anymore, and I can agree why that's annoying. But I don't care. That's how good the game is. You can pretty much get by with just long jumping everywhere. It's so good. This game is truly one of the best. I love this game, and I love number 2 even more. So, let's get into it. Yeah, if it wasn't obvious, Mario Galaxy 2 is at number 2. A terrible joke, I don't even know why I said in my first video, was, it's called Mario Galaxy 2 because it's the second best game in Mario history. What was I thinking? Why would I even say that? Okay, I had to critique one thing from my last video on this, from my first video, whatever. I'm not much better if you haven't noticed. I mean, I'm more comfortable on camera, but I'm not perfect. Anyways, Mario Galaxy 2, great game. Love it. Take everything from Mario Galaxy 1 and kind of just make it the same, but slightly better. I mean, yes, I know that this game could be considered worse than Mario Galaxy 1, and my opinions on the two often go back and forth, but I think objectively, Mario Galaxy 2 is better. It has Yoshi, it has, I think, more power-ups. I mean, the Ice Flower and Red Star are gone, but other than that, there are more power-ups. You know, I think boss fights are generally more interesting. I mean, that's up for the debate. But I think this game, I think Mario Galaxy 2 is just slightly better. Again, the two are basically equal, but I think Galaxy 2 is just slightly better. I think it does have a slightly better soundtrack. Like, there are more bangers from Galaxy 2 than there were 1 for me. That's just my opinion, but Anyways, yeah, this was a really good game. Although, again, the final boss is not great. Galaxy 1 definitely nailed the final boss. Galaxy 2 had a couple of notes. Anyways, if you unless you live under a rock, I think you all know what number 1's gonna be. This is the best Mario game. It's so good. Odyssey is the best. Okay, got that out of the way. Odyssey. So good. It's the best. It's open world. There are linear sections, but it's open world. And that works so well with Mario. Now, the main thing I like about this game, you can capture enemies with your hat, with Cappy. And, you know, you can play as them for a little while. You usually use them to progress in certain areas. And spoiler alert, if you haven't played the game, you can play as Bowser! That's awesome! You can play as Bowser! It's cool! Okay, got that out of my system. Playing as Bowser is really fun in that one segment. Well, two actually. There are 2 segments. And, yeah, this is a fantastic game. I would play it again any day. I should probably do more videos on this game considering how much I love it, but you know, I don't always get around to it. But yeah, this is a great game. And yeah, it's great. I could really talk about it for hours, but I think I'll just leave it at that. So, I guess that's it. So this video was really fun to make. It was nostalgic in a way, being able to kind of talk about the same games in the same order and all that. I'm out of breath from screaming in that last segment. I think one thing in particular I think I have gotten better at is just being able to explain things easier. If you watch my first video, you'll notice that I was just rambling on a lot. The video was 28 minutes when it really only needed to be like 15 minutes. This video might be a bit longer just because of the segment at the beginning, but that's okay. In general, I've gotten way better with the length of my videos. They used to be way too long, that's what she said. And now they're a good length, I think. So I'm happy with that. And I think overall I've gotten more comfortable with making videos, just more comfortable on camera. Well, I guess I'm not really on camera, but I'm talking to a microphone, I'll put it that way, and just making videos in general. I'm really happy with how far we've been able to come, how far we've made it, and just I'm excited for another year. So, like and subscribe if you would like to see more content like this. And I will see you in the next video. See ya. Or bye-bye.